The fact that I powdered my nose and put lipstick on was just a pure courtesy to you all, because this sweat, this frizz, these dead eyes, this whole look was brought to you by a very shitty day. Hey guys, it's me, Andrea, and I'm back with another video. Today's video is going to be a 28-week update. I am officially in my third trimester. I have made it through 2, and I'm here, and I'm ready to conquer the third and get to meet little Michael. But before we jump into the video, I just want to make sure I remind you guys, if you aren't already, make sure you subscribe so you can stay up to date with the Ballos, and look down in the description box below for my social media. I do have an Instagram. I am a fashion illustrator as well, so you'll notice that I have a lot of illustrations, but I'm going to start posting more pictures of me and my journey. And I also started a Twitter. I don't have any tweets yet, but don't hold that against me. They're coming. So make sure you support me in all my different avenues that I have. Thank you. So I hit 28 weeks yesterday, so I'm officially 7 months and 1 day, and today was the test of all tests. Let me just start from yesterday, okay, because that's when stuff started really going downhill for me. So I woke up yesterday. It was my first day back from our baby moon. I was going back to work. I was a little stressed. Nothing over the top, but I was a little stressed, you know, first day back. You know, I looked at my emails, I had like 700 and change, you know. That's a little stressful, but I felt fine. I took my blood pressure and it was 144/78. All of these thoughts started rushing into my head. I'm like, this lady knew my blood pressure was gonna go back up in my third trimester. First day of my third trimester, blood pressure's through the roof. Of course, of course. She's gonna be 100% right, and I'm gonna be talking about this lady and looking like a fool. So that had me like in my feelings all day yesterday. This morning, I wake up, not normally. I wake up shooting out of my bed with the worst Charlie horse I've ever had in my entire leg. It was like there was some little creature in my right calf just decided that he wanted to get out. He was awakened and he wanted to leave. And I was paralyzed. Like, I couldn't even call for my husband. I was just like that. And then my leg was really sore for the rest of the morning. I wasn't really having a good start to the day, let's just say that. Then I look on the news and it's gonna be 95 degrees in New York City today. And I'm like, but why? Why does it have to be so hot? No one cares that I'm pregnant? Why? So I had to work this morning. I'm running late. I could care less. I still go to Starbucks. I get my iced white tea and I keep it moving. I get in the elevator and I'm like, smells a little smoky. So as we're going up and up in the elevator, all of a sudden we see smoke trickling through the light bulbs. The light bulbs of the elevator are smoking. And I'm like, what is happening? So the doors open, we get out that bitch as fast as possible, okay? We go into the floor. You have to put in a little code. We go into the floor. I tell everyone in my vicinity, I'm like, hey guys, by the way, elevator smells like it was about to take off, okay? We was about to go in outer space. All kinds of smoke and smells was happening. Then we see the floor manager like running to the elevators. Probably 2 minutes later, someone comes and says, we have to evacuate the building. No one can use the elevators. Everyone has to take the stairs. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Now let me just give you a little background information as to why this was a big freaking problem. So I work in New York City, the city of skyscrapers. So it wasn't like I worked on the first floor, the second floor, or even the 9th floor would have been nice. No, I'm on the 18th floor. And he said, we have to take the stairs. Okay, you know, going down isn't as bad as going up. We all know that. What's 18 flights of stairs on a 95-degree day? What, you know, what's one more thing? And, oh, don't forget that Charlie horse that's still sore. Don't forget her. So I go take my ass down 18 flights of stairs. And as I'm doing it, I feel fine until around the 7th floor, you know, done about 11 flights. My knees start feeling like jello. I'm like this. And as long as I stay moving, I feel fine because I can't feel that they're like this. We get outside and I literally feel like my legs are made out of 2 strands of spaghetti. And We're standing there and they're like, well, we just have to wait for somebody to tell us we can go back in the building. Don't forget, once again, it's 95 degrees out. So I have just walked down 18 flights of stairs, and it's now me on a hot ass pavement and all of my best friends at work standing on the streets of New York looking like damn fools. So 20 minutes go by, 40 minutes go by, and my VP decides that he's just like, look, we're gonna find a place for you to sit down in an air conditioned spot. We went into a barbershop and he said, hey, can she sit here? They were like, sure. I sat there and I waited until it's time to go back inside. I literally could not use my legs. So all day I've just been hobbling around like a damn fool. My husband, being a trainer, did some mumbo jumbo to my legs, and now they feel sore, but a different kind of sore. Sore where it's like, you know, after you get like a really strong massage kind of sore, which is much better than I would just walk down 18 flights of stairs on a 95-degree day when I'm 7 months pregnant sore. So, you know, what can you do? But that's enough about how crummy my day was. Let's just talk about how I'm doing in this wonderful journey that we call pregnancy. So as I said already, I am 28 weeks and 1 day. I am officially in my 3rd trimester and I feel really good. I'm feeling much more tired. I'm feeling kind of how I did in my 1st trimester. A little bit of the nausea has started up again, and I don't know if that's because I've been doing too damn much with everything that's happened, or if I am getting a little bit nauseous. I know that it can return in your 3rd trimester. In terms of fetal movements, Michael is very, very active. I started counting kicks. The rule of thumb is 10 kicks within a 2-hour period of time is what you want to hit. Last night in 6 minutes and 38 seconds I got 10 kicks. So he's very, very active. I'm gonna track it every day at 8:45. My stomach has started to move with him, so I can visibly see on the outside of my stomach when he's shifting around in there. So that's really exciting for my husband and I to see. People are still coming up to me and want to feel him kick. You know, it's just part of the job at this point. But everything has been really great with him, and I'm really excited. It's 12 weeks, guys. Like, it's going down in like 12 weeks. That's crazy to me. So I'm really excited about that. In terms of my health, as I said yesterday, my blood pressure was not good at all. I'm chalking it up to stress because today I had the lowest blood pressure that I've had, and it was really good, and I've been eating really healthy and just getting my body back on track since we just got back from vacation. In terms of weight gain, so I'm entering my 3rd trimester up 9.5 pounds to my pre-pregnancy weight. My goal is to gain only 15 or less for the entire pregnancy, so I feel like I'm on track. I don't really know. I feel like that's pretty good. 7 months, 9.5 pounds. I feel like that's pretty good. So I'm gonna try and stay on that because, as you guys know, I'm already plus size, so no need to really put on extra weight when you already have extra weight. So I'm just keeping that in mind and just trying to maintain a really healthy, well-rounded diet. I have been slipping with my prenatal, which is very important for me specifically because I'm like right on the cusp of anemic. So I have to make sure that I take that because it has iron in it and it keeps me just right above that line. So 3rd trimester, I really had to get back on that bandwagon. The sun's going down, so if I start turning more and more orange, it's because my lovely lamp has a yellow light bulb. In terms of the doctor, so I know that all of you guys are really invested in me finding a new doctor, and Thursday I have an appointment. I have several appointments actually. So Thursday I have my 28-week update, and it's going to be with the same doctor because I have to do my glucose test with her. Then I have an EKG and a heart echo exam that afternoon to look at my heart and make sure everything is good with that because of the fainting episode that I had previously. Fine. And then I have a follow-up appointment with the high-risk doctor just so that he can take a look at me now that I'm in my 3rd trimester and just make sure he signs off. And with my blood pressure fluctuating, I'm not going to say that I have passed on the idea of a midwife. However, I do think that it is in my best interest and Michael's best interest for me to stay with a doctor because my blood pressure is inconsistent. So even though my blood pressure is 99% of the time right where it needs to be, there's that 1% that is enough to cause an issue. So I do feel that it is the right decision to stay with a doctor. Now, I don't know if I told you guys, but I sent my regular doctor a note. I sent her an email just pretty much laying out exactly how I feel. I tried to be very clear and very concise in terms of how I was feeling and keep it very professional so she can respect my opinion and not feel that I'm personally attacking her. I tried to make sure it was clear that it was not an attack on her professional opinion, but rather just a reflection on how she's making me feel. And her reply was just basically like, listen, I completely understand. I think it's a good idea for you to get a second opinion. I just want to be very upfront with you about what to expect, because hypertension and protein in your urine are very serious and need to be monitored. I do have protein in my urine. I can't forget that. And that is a telltale sign of preeclampsia in the making, right? And my blood pressure, although consistently low, it does spike from time to time. So I do have to keep all of that stuff in the back of my mind. And I had to take a step back and say, am I personally so attached to the idea that I need to have the birth the way that I want the birth, that I'm jeopardizing my health and, more importantly, Michael's health? And am I being unrealistic with myself? And that's where I really need you guys to kind of be honest with me. You've watched my journey. If you haven't watched my journey, check out the playlist, kind of follow along and let me know, am I making the right decisions? Does it make sense at 28 weeks to go to an entirely new doctor who hasn't been through my journey? Did I assume that because the doctor is telling me something I don't want to hear, that she didn't know what she was talking about? Because in my head it seemed like she was trying to keep me as a client, as a patient, and disregarding my desires in the birth. But maybe she's just overly cautious. Someone commented maybe there was a case of preeclampsia that she missed, and ever since she's just been very hyper aware and sensitive to women who show early signs of preeclampsia developing. I think that that's a really valid thought. So before I make this big, huge, like, life-altering decision of how I'm giving birth, am I really considering all the factors? It's hard because the trust is broken with this doctor because of the feelings that I had, but is that valid? You know, so it's a very vulnerable state. Being pregnant is a very, very vulnerable state, especially for first-time moms, because you're going through this for the very first time and you don't know up from down, wrong from right. Like, there's nothing on this earth, no book, no blog, no video that can prepare you for the emotional roller coaster that is pregnancy. So anything that you guys can do to really kind of help me would be really appreciated. So that's all I have for today's video. So I'll see you guys next Wednesday. Thank you so much as always. I appreciate every single one of you, and I hope that my journey helps you through yours. So I'll see you next Wednesday. Bye.